Hey everyone, it's Karen Butler with Shoot Like a Girl, and I am so excited to see you all today. We are going to, let the room fill up a little bit because we have a very special guest here. This last week was very exciting for us. Not only did we have the trailer in Wichita, we had our first ever club experience event, and it was phenomenal. And Jen, who is here with us, was actually one of the guests there. We asked her to come on today and talk to you guys about this club event. And before I hand it over to Krista and introduce Jen, I got to tell you, if you are not a club member, you should be. And it's really easy. Just go to that website below that's linked there. You can join club. It's really their credit card. You don't have to use a credit card, but what you do is you get access to all these signature events that they host every year. And the signature events are incredible, like the one we just went on, but they have fishing. They have experiences where you can go visit factories. I've seen a Ruger one. I've seen a Beretta one. So all kinds of really exciting and not your everyday kind of trips that you can go on. And they're really great. I think Jen's been on a couple of them. So we're excited that she was with us, and we can't wait to get started. Krista, you look like you're doing great.
I am doing great. I am excited to head out tomorrow to Council Bluffs, Iowa for our show there at the Bass Pro. And that Wichita for us at the trailer was an awesome experience as well. But I can't wait to hear from Jen. So I only could hear from the text messages and the quick pictures that came in from our team that was there with all of the hunters. And we eagerly were wanting information to hear how things were going and what you were doing for activities and all kinds of fun stuff. So I'm so excited Jen's going to share with us today.
Hey, Jen.
How are you? I'm glad to be here.
Gosh, we're so happy that you are here. So why don't you tell people a little bit about yourself? Because you are, in my mind, what people would look at and say, she's not a hunter, but I'm telling you what, she's a great hunter.
By trade, I am a dance teacher and choreographer. So as far away from the hunting industry as I could be in terms of that, yes. My husband and I do have a retail sports optics business, so I have slowly become more engaged in this industry. But as far as a real hunter, no, I'm a standby hunter. I've done whitetail. I have been to South Africa with my husband, kind of by default. I did hunt there, but not to a place where I would say that I'm a comfortable, educated hunter by any stretch of the imagination. So, yeah, that's about it.
Right. And you were just with me and Sloan and Chelsea and Jessica from the Shoot Like a Girl team, and 8 other women joined you at the Shoot Like a Girl signature event with Club. And why don't you tell us what that was like?
Well, it was purchased by my husband. It was not something that I said, oh, I want to go shoot turkeys. So I went into the whole process a little reluctant. I had no idea what to expect. I knew nothing about shooting turkeys, zero. I don't even know if I watched a YouTube video. So we're talking fresh going into this. We arrived into Wichita and went straight to Cabela's. We got to go to Karen's amazing Shoot Like a Girl trailer. If you have a female in your family, I can't stress enough what a great experience that is to be able to hold a pistol in your hand, maybe for the first time. And you have female instructors right there that might help you learn how to drop a magazine. What's the safety? We got to hold rifles and revolvers, and then you can go inside the trailer and maybe pull a bow for the first time. They have an archery area. We got to shoot AR-15s virtually. It is almost overwhelming, but it is an awesome experience. So I highly recommend if they come into your town, jump on that opportunity because it's a great one. From there, we drove, actually right after that, we got our swag bags. So one of the great points of a Cabela's Club trip is that there's a lot of great sponsors that give so many amazing things. We had camo from True Timber. We had knives, we had binos, we had all these amazing things. Beretta had our shotguns, which I had never shot a shotgun until I received that shotgun from this experience. So that was just another perk of the whole trip. From there, we went 2 hours to Great Bend, Kansas, to Kansas Trophy Experience, which was our outfitter for the weekend. And I'm not sure they knew what they were getting into when this parade of women walked in, because it was a pretty amazing group of women. When I look back and think about it, it was maybe the most genuine, authentic group of women I've been around in a really long time. And I found myself really nervous about that initially, because I thought it's going to be a bunch of girls talking about guns and ammo and what the heck am I going to say? And it was so much fun. And I was so excited, even on Friday night, not knowing what to expect the next day. We were paired with our mentors. As you said, my mentor's name was Sloan. I had a roommate named Tara, who Karen had mentioned earlier was a police officer, total opposite of me. And we stayed up giggling all night long, just having way too much fun for our own good. And the next morning I went into an elevated blind to hunt turkeys, which is pretty unusual for me. And spent the day learning all about their behavior, how they move, what am I looking for, what am I doing? And it was a really neat experience. But along the way, I found myself turning to Sloan and saying, if I shoot a turkey in this first hour or two, I'm going to be so disappointed. And she kind of looked at me strangely, because she was all about getting that turkey. And I said, because if I shoot a turkey, this experience ends. And I said, I'm all in. I want to experience this from one angle to the other, and let's do this. And so we actually had an opportunity that day to take a tom that came right up to our blind. And I looked at him and she said, you can shoot him if you want. And I said, that's not my bird. I'm not excited about it. And my heart kind of pulled different ways. And maybe it was a stupid move, but I didn't take it. And we spent the next day not in a blind. We were out in the open in our full camo, in a tree, nothing I've ever done before, being completely still, watching turkeys come in. And we probably saw more turkeys than any other pair of people that weekend, and still didn't get one. And finally, Sunday morning, we went out. And at that point, I had a whole parade of people supporting me. My roommate, who had gotten a turkey, was in a blind a couple hundred yards away, cheering me on. And a hen came in and a tom came in, and I had a great shot. I knew I was on it. I pulled the trigger, and right as I pulled the trigger, he dropped his head to the ground.
Yeah, there's video to prove. There's video to prove. That's right.
And it was, I spent over 33 hours in the field. And I also, along with all of those amazing moments, I got to experience the defeat of hunting. And it was funny because I didn't really feel sad necessarily for myself. I felt sad for everyone around me. We had Tess Rousey, who was there shooting pictures and documenting the most beautiful moments. And I felt so honored to have her there. And there went that turkey. And so, looking back, it like you said earlier, it was for me truly about the experience. And my outcome wasn't maybe the storybook ending, but if I could trade it back and go, you know what, you could have had that turkey on day one, or you could have had the experience you had. Oh, I wouldn't change a thing. It was awesome. I loved every second of it.
And that's spoken like a true hunter right there, because all of us really do love the experience, and the outcome is like a bonus, right? Mm-hmm. And it's just such a great role model. I saw a picture that was posted of you earlier today, and that's what I said, you're an amazing hunter, but really a great role model, because if it was easy, everybody would do it, and there, it would just be that. And to have the experience and learn. I really liked that you talked about what you learned from Sloan, and Sloan's an exceptional hunter. And I'm sure that it was very difficult for you to pass on that tom. I just can't imagine what she was going through, but it was just a remarkable week. There were 9 of you hunters there, all from different diverse backgrounds. And it was almost magical in camp. I remember we stayed out. Our guide had the team that I was out with. We stayed out pretty late. And when we got back in on Saturday night, I figured we're eating cold supper and everybody's eating and getting ready for bed. And I walk in and everybody's cheering and I'm like, wait, hey. And they had all decided on their own. They didn't have to. They waited to eat until the last group of hunters returned, which was really very kind and gracious. And you talk about the encouragement of women.
Mhm.
I think that's really the camaraderie that our male counterparts have had all along, is that same encouragement and camaraderie in man's way. And when we have the opportunity to experience it, it's so amazing to have people vested in your success other than yourself, and to feel like, you know, there's somebody that's got your back and is ready there to help you and encourage you. And it was just I can't wait to do the next one, and there will be more. We're already in talks for 2022 with signature events at Club Signature Events. Let me say that correctly, with Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. And we may have a little big game coming along. So we'll see. The ladies were all like, let's do big game, Karen. I'm like, all right, let's do it. Yeah. It was great. And Jen, I really appreciate you. I have never seen someone with so much determination and tenacity as you did, to just get up and keep going. And the way you handled that defeat is a really testament of your character, because that's just part of hunting. And some people would have gone home and cried like me.
Well, my husband, after day one, he said, are you done? Like, are you giving up? And I'm like, heck no. I mean, but it was not a chore to wake up, it was awesome. And I remember thinking, so many trips that I do are based for my kids, or I do something that maybe is tailored for them. And what I found to be the most eye-opening for me this week was noticing that this was a trip where I had to engage as a student. I had to completely engage in myself. And I realized how little we do that as moms, or it's just adult women. And I found that, what a good thing to be doing for my kids, to remind them to not give up, because I give up a lot, and and to push through. And not that this was tough. This wasn't tough at all. This was beautiful. But it was just a good reminder of who I want to be, and hopefully need to be. And I can't say enough, if given the opportunity, if you called me tomorrow and said, Jen, we've got an all women's Cabela, I would just say yes. I wouldn't even care where you're going. I'd just say, okay, surprise me, I'm there. Because if it could be anything like this experience was with these women, I don't have a single negative to say about it. It was awesome.
No, thank you so much. We are excited. And I think, this was our first event, and even though it was great, I think we still learned some things, and the next one will be even better. And we'll just continue to build upon success until, we've reached the sky. Because if I could do this all the time, and I told you ladies, I started Shoot Like a Girl because I wanted women to feel that confidence that comes from aiming at your target and shooting it. And for me, hunting is an offshoot of that, just to get outside and enjoy that peace and that serenity, where you can have a moment where there's nothing in the world wrong except the anticipation of the new day. And I just love that feeling. And I'm so glad you were able to share that with us. And I really appreciate you coming on. I think Krista has some winners I have to get to before we close.
Right. I do, but I have a question for Jen. So Jen, you mentioned that your husband gifted you the hunt, right? He purchased it for you. Did you know he was going to do that? Or was this like Christmas morning and it's either a vacuum cleaner or a hunt?
Well, I don't even really remember. Right when the experiences came out, I think in early October, he was looking at the list. He was looking for stuff for himself. And I remember him pulling me in the office and saying, you should go do this. And I remember just kind of looking, like rolling my eyes, like, yeah, right. And I think he just kind of did it. I probably reluctly said yes. And, like a lot of men, he's usually right. And so, it was a really good thing. But yeah, it was kind of a gift, but it wasn't a surprise.
Well,
but it would be a great gift for somebody.
Right? It would be a great gift. And I had just wondered if it was a surprise, what your reaction would have been when you opened the surprise and this was not what you were anticipating, but that's good. I'm glad that you, even in your eye roll, committed to the journey, right? Because it's a journey that you're sharing with us. And I'm a very new hunter, and I'm so excited to go on the similar journey that these hunters have gone on with this trip someday.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep, we're already looking for turkeys here in Utah. So
yeah. I will talk about our winners from the last 3 shows. So thank you to all of our Facebook followers, whether you watch live and in person or you watch it in replay. As you know, if you like, comment, or share, we pull a winner from each live to send a gift to, depending on who our guest is. It could come from the guest or it could come from us. So we have names back to 3 weeks, really 4 weeks ago, when we had Julie Golub on with us. So that winner is Deb Heimler. And Deb, I'll reach out to you to get your address. Then we had Liz Lazarus, who did have her book launch this week, Shades of Silence. If you've not purchased it yet, you should do that. We've read it. It's a really good book. It's her 3rd book in a series. And that winner is Beverly, and I think I'm saying this right. I'm going to say Rochetti. So, but I will message you as well for your mailing address. And then last week, for those of you that joined us when we were live from the store talking about all the educational components as well as shopping that you could do at a Bass Pro Cabela location, we have Rachel Fox Schnitzer. So I'll reach out to you as well and get your address. And I know we've heard from a couple of you checking to see the status of some swag. We have been traveling a lot this last 4 weeks. Actually 5-6 weeks, but we will check. I promise it's coming. I promise it's coming. So thank you for your patience on that. Next week. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I just had a thought. I think they should tell us where they would want our next club signature event, what species we should hunt. So if they in the comments and likes tell us what species they would like us to hunt, then we can look and see if that's even a possibility, but we'll pick a winner from those people that comment on that.
That's going to be very exciting and interesting to see the comments that we get. So great.
No dinosaurs.
Watch for those comments. No dinosaurs? Darn. Oh. So we'll watch for those and we'll draw a winner from the species comments. Next week, we're rolling into the Thursday before Mother's Day. So our live will be a focus around that. We look forward to seeing you then. And I'm going to turn it back over to Jen for any final comments that she might have.
Just try new things. Don't be afraid to do it. That's a hard mantra for me to swallow sometimes, but looking back, like, what a great weekend. And I just, my fingers are crossed that I will get to do another Cabela's Club experience, because it really was really life-changing. So I'm so appreciative to Karen and Kansas Trophy Outfitters, Cabela Club, everybody. Just a great week.
No. Was awesome. All right, everybody. You guys have a great night. We're at our 15 minutes. Don't forget to comment so you get a nice prize. I have no idea what the prize will be, but we'll let you know next week. Right? Something good, I promise. It'll be good. All right, y'all. Bye.